My name's Stephen Moore. I've been coming to Good Life for 12 years. I've always been a fellow who's enjoyed being in the outdoors, a lot of running, swimming, cycling, hiking, cross-country skiing, all of those sort of pursuits, never much for the gym really. Also worked most of my working life as a landscape tradesman, so having a healthy body has been important to me. However, I was born with a congenital back condition which had no impact on me until perhaps the second part of my 40s, and it became increasingly painful to run and to do many of those things that I enjoyed doing so much. So that understandably sort of spiraled and impacted my mood. I was in pain a lot of the time. In 2018, I found myself one morning at about 3 a.m. in the hottest bath I could stand, drinking scotch and watching Netflix to just get through the pain that I was experiencing. At that point, I made a decision that I had to do something about that. I'd been under some good medical care from my GP. I was on some pretty heavy-duty painkillers. I came and sat down with Shane here at Good Life Gym, and Shane put together a little bit of a program for me. Again, consulting with my GP. That was the beginning of my journey back to better health. So that was October 2018. Well, by January 2019, I went scuba diving with my two sons in Fiji, which was great. That year I was able to coach my son's under-18 football team to a grand final victory. They were markers of obvious improvement. Yeah, one of the biggest challenges I've faced has been justifying, to some extent to others, but mostly to myself, the time I've taken out to spend in the gym. I've got a wife and 4 children and a grandchild and a business, and sometimes commitments in the community. Yeah, it's been really hard to give myself permission sometimes, but the key thing there has been to remember the big why. It's less about the gym and more about the beach. I guess the strength that I've built in the gym allows me to express what I want to do out in the world, in the environment, with my family, with my sons and grandkids. So for me, there's always been a strong connection between the spiritual and the physical, and I think a lot about a verse in Hebrews where it tells us to run with perseverance the race that's been set before us, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. So that scripture doesn't talk about winning, it doesn't talk about running in someone else's lane, just run the race that God's given you. Recently, I ran the Sunshine Coast half marathon. So it had been a decade since I'd run my last half marathon, and I don't love the time that I got, but it was great to as a marker to see where I'd come from, and to maybe get back to where I'd been a decade earlier. 2 days a week, my dog Flynn and I run on the beach. We run 10Ks on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and some days when we turn up at the beach, the sky is blue, the water is green, the beach is wide and flat, and the sand is firm, and you know, there's a cool breeze, and you can run fast and fun, and it's easy. And the very next day you can turn up and the beach can be steep, the sand is soft, the sky's grey, and it doesn't matter which way you're running, you seem to be running into a headwind. And it's hard. I can't change the beach, I can't change the conditions, but on either days we're thankful, it's joyful. It's just tougher on some days than others, but there's always, we always find God there, and it's always easy to be thankful.